Tell me. All right, I'm live, and let's see here how this works. All right, let's hear. I hear my dogs. So if you're watching this live with me, I literally am just setting up a studio right now. But I'm trying to see what. So if you're watching this live with me, I literally am just setting up a studio right now. But I'm trying to see what. So if you're watching this live with me, I literally am just setting up a studio right now. But I'm trying to see what. So if you're watching this live with me, I literally am just setting up a studio right now. But I'm trying to see what. All right. Why is it carrying over there? Doesn't make sense. Okay. Can you hear me? Testing. I don't hear anything in the headphones at all. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I think that's part of the reason is I don't know. Son of a bitch. So I'm actually going to leave this video live on my platforms. So those that want to do a podcast can kind of like understand and see just like some of the shit that we deal with when you have your studio, when you're getting ready to start a podcast. Like this is like just the shit that like, fuck, it just happens. So we're in the new studio. Nothing's painted. Nothing's going on. Like, first off, I have no idea why my computer's not level because the ground should be level and my computer's not, but my thing is not. And that drives me nuts. Like the contractor in me is like, why is the wall behind me like not squared off? It should look like that, but like I literally can fit a pencil underneath my computer. So I may need to do that tomorrow. But we'll see. I'm getting this done. So we're getting ready for a new podcast. I'm here in the new studio. 3 dogs in the guy's studio. We still have not decided what we're going to do with the fucking couch. I do not like it in the background. But it is what it is. I'm going to get this figured out. We'll get this figured out the best we can. I do like the idea of having an area to sit. I don't know if I need a couch that big. I don't know if I want it in the background. Whoever gave me a thumbs up that's watching this, you're an asshole. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of echoing. I am going to actually leave this. I'm going to post this live on the podcast just because, well, it'll be a fun fucking episode and I like to be raw and clear. But while we're doing this, let's just talk about some shit because honestly, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, if you listen to this podcast, you need to know like there's a few things you got to know, but let's talk about some of the things that I want to make very clear. I am 1,000% unedited. I'm raw. I don't edit my shit, and I probably never will because the amount of money it costs to edit it is one, it's a lot, which I totally respect and I understand that. But with that being said, part of the reason why I don't want to, and I'm going to be playing some buttons here. Part of the reason I don't want to do an editing, like I don't want to actually edit the podcast, is because we're blue collars. We're all working. We have drills and saws and shit like that. And those that have been following me for years know like I like really authentically like to keep things like a fucking 100%. So let me keep it 100%. I just don't want to. I don't find value in editing this stuff. Second thing is when you come on as a guest, I don't allow politics or religion to be spoken on here. This is not the platform for it. It's not that I don't have thoughts, religious beliefs, or shit like that. I think I just fixed my camera. It's just simply that I just don't. It's just not the space for it. Blue collar people, we already have enough shit we're dealing with. The last thing you need to hear is some fucking arrogant asshole prick talking about what he or she thinks about their political reviews. Like, I'll have the private conversations, but we'll never talk religion or politics on the podcast. Third thing is, with this new studio move, there is a possibility that we're going to have more podcasts coming out, just because I feel there's value in it. But also, with that being said, there's going to be a lot more lives on Instagram and TikTok. Part of the reason why I'm moving the studio is to have more access, more accessibility in the background of what I'm doing. I have a whole fucking design shit I'm going to be doing in this. And I don't really like this camera that like keeps focusing in and out. I'm going to try to do something with that camera. But while we're doing that, no, it's not there. Niching M3. Let me see if I can find it here. One of the things is I'm going to keep my podcast. It's not even there. It's stupid. So I got this new webcam, and it's pretty good. But the problem that it's a lot clearer than the iMac computer that I'm using. The only problem is, like, if you're watching me live right now, if I step back, it like auto focuses and zooms in. It seems to take forever, and I am one of those people that move a lot. My feet are always moving. I'm always tapping, doing some shit. But anyways, with that being said, okay, the microphone sounds way better than in the other studio. So, like I said, I got some shit I got to do. I have some ideas. I got to go to the paint store tomorrow. I'm going to do some really cool designs and paint. Like, I'm making this my studio, like the way I want it to be, the way it should be, and the way that I organically see it to be. With that being said, a few things I wanted to touch base with you while I'm messing around and getting this thing edited. Hey, buddy, you can come in. I am live, but my son's coming in and say hi. So we're going to talk about a lot of mental health and a lot of shit. You guys want to see my son, Dylan? My kids are never, ever on my podcast. Come here. You can come see him. He's a uber Raiders fan, so I do not apologize for it at all.
Hello.
So my kids are taller than me now.
My
Remember, guys, I'm not editing this. Do I know?
No, I don't know where it is. Never mind.
Okay. See, sometimes you just gotta look at your kid like you actually don't know what's going on in the world, and then they figure it out. Did you see your bedroom?
Yeah, I need to fix it. I need to put the sheets on it.
Okay, clean around your bed. Like, this is real parent shit. You guys are gonna get this. Clean up around the side of your beds and underneath your bed. Get the clothes. Did you see your hats?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so you can hang them on the.
Everything fell down.
What? The lights? Yeah, we'll get you new lights. I'm not worried about it. I gotta get new lights. I'm doing the studio. So, anyway, do you want to come to my soccer game tonight?
When is it?
I gotta leave at like 4:30 though. If you don't want it, that's fine. It's just a new league, so you're good.
How long was it?
It's like an hour. We'll be there 2 hours because I get there early.
Okay.
I'm old. I gotta stretch out.
Sure.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm fine coming.
You can let the dogs in here.
I gotta go to Harmon's real quick.
No, you're good. You can just come to another game. Come here, Theo. So look, the dogs are always in here. Watch, talking on the bed. Come on. Go lay down. See?
Theo, come here. Come on.
Go lay down. This is actually good. So, like, this is real life shit that happens. Hey, buddy, how are you? Give me this. Ouch, Theodore.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay, bye. Will you please shut that? Oh, wait. Yep. Take the dogs. Hank, go. Come on, bud. Go. As you can tell, our dogs were losers. Anyways, so we're going to be talking a lot about mental health. Like, I know I should never post this video, but honestly, I think it's great that you guys see the organicness of life. Like, and this actually ties in like what I've been wanting to post an episode about. Like real life shit. You know, I took some time off of being the contractor. I took some time away from social media. I took a lot of time away from the podcast. Really meditated a lot. Okay, bye. Love you. No, Stella, may out. See, 3 dogs. 3. There's always one lingerer that comes in. Anyways, so we're going to talk a lot about mental health. We're going to have a lot of conversation about health. We're going to talk about physical health. We're going to talk about sleeping and emotions, um, eating health wise, like a lot of different things we're going to talk about. Now, the reason why I'm basically giving this PSA is because you're going to see the changes on my pages on the Instagram, the TikToks, the YouTubes, the Twitters, the Facebook, the whatever other pages that I haven't mentioned. But it's important that as we're building this blue collar tribe, everything is not about like having fucking tools in your hands. And a lot of misconception comes from that. Like you, when you hear the word blue collar, a majority of individuals will sit and think to themselves like, well, you're blue collar, you wear dirty clothes. Like, I mean, for hell's sake, you're really fucking watching this video right now, I got paint all over, but I'm literally in the middle of like redoing my studio. I got my old paint shorts on. Like, it is what it is. But there's a bigger part of being blue collar than just having tools. And when I took my time away, I grew up. I know that sounds kind of weird to say, for someone who's 43 years old. It's that, and by the way, I look fucking great for 43. I am not gonna lie. Like I look better now than I've probably ever looked. Maybe when I was 19, but I was also really skinny then, and I was running fucking 10, 12 miles a day. Anywho, but being blue collar isn't just about having tools. Being blue collar isn't about fitting into the norm of what society says we need to do. And that's one of those things that I'm helping create and break down. Because at the end of the day, we're all individuals. We all have our own thoughts. We all have our own process of thinking. We all have this mindset that we should be this way. And one thing that we need to understand within ourselves as individuals, as humans that are in the blue collar world, is like, it is okay to be you. And by being you, if you're emotional, be fucking emotional. If you're not emotional, then don't be emotional. But find that balance. You know, I get a lot of people, and you guys are always welcome to jump in. Like, I get a lot of people that get into my DMs, and the amount of shit that I see in my DMs, like, really has me concerned for the trades, man or woman. It just does. I mean, I don't want to get into the questions or the comments I get, but like, it's such this different space that we're in. See, I didn't have my fucking ringer off on my phone. I always say that. This is why we're doing a test video. But like, we just don't be yourself, everybody. Like, I can't express that enough. Be yourself. But part of being yourself is like acknowledging that, like, and not everyone has problems. And I hate to use the word problems. Let's revet the word. Like, we all have situations that are hard for us to handle, that are easier for some people to handle, but then you can handle things easier than what that other person finds it's hard for them. And I mean, I spent an hour on a phone call with a local paint company here because this is what I do. I don't charge for it. There's a lot of people that think I should charge for it. But I also kind of have that mindset of like, if I can share my knowledge, that's going to come full circle. Like, I know there are some things I'm going to be posting that will cost money. You know, we're building a blue collar tribe educational program. We're working with, which that podcast will be coming up. I had Western Welding Academy on. They're doing great things for the industry of welders, but we're going to span out more into like the blue collar world. Tomorrow is an episode of the Ladies of the Trade Blue Collar. And it's important that we understand that we need to be ourselves, but part of being ourselves is like being real to who and what we think we are. how we feel, why we feel the way that we feel, why these feelings are the feelings that we have. Um, and there is this like volcano getting ready to erupt um here in the States. If you're listening international, like let's be real, like there's shit going on. And I'm not trying to get, political here, but like there's a change and you can feel it with everybody. And I don't think it's just political. I think that in a general sense of conversation, we're just done. We're done with the lies. We're done with the bullshit. We're done with the things that don't matter that take advantage of us. Um, you know, I I look at the customer aspect of being blue collar and the bullshit that blue collar men and women have to deal with in being blue collar. Like there was this saying many years ago, and I should probably Google it and figure out where someone said the customer's always right. Like I'm here to tell you first and foremost, the customer's not always right. You know, um, in my painting years, I actually told the customer one time he was talking to me about price and like his wife agreed to it. He came home like literally halfway through a paint job, started talking to me in the backyard about why I'm charging this much money when they had another bid that was cheaper. Now, why did this woman go with me and sign the paper to go with me and give me the deposit and have me start before her husband decided to say something is way beyond me. But the conversation went like this. I told him, I says, look, if you can do the job, then why don't you climb my ladder? Climb it. Here's the gun. I'm not going to hold it. You go do what you need to do to get the job done. And he looked at me and says, I can't climb the ladder. You know that. I said, then you hired me because I have the experience to do it. You don't have the understanding of what it takes to do my job. And for you to tell me what you feel you should be paying me because another person was going to give it to you cheaper, you're entitled to that feeling. But my price is my price because I know what I'm doing. And in this blue collar world, it's a thing that has been taken away. It's that voice that's been taken away from us. It's that wherewithal that as we're going here and going there, like it really is like, well, what do we do now? And part of this BCT, the blue collar tribe, is to give you your voice, like let you know, like fuck, I'll talk about whatever the hell I want to. I'm gonna charge you what I know my value is. Like that's the biggest. Well, everything's not the biggest. Like when I talk to contractors across the world, one of the biggest things I come across is like people don't know their value internally as the human and then externally as the contractor. It's hard. People intimidate us. We allow another human who we don't know to intimidate what we're trying to make a livelihood of. When in this person, and this is not to go against white collar men and women, but when you're dealing with another person who has a job that they go to that has a set amount of money that they're going to make, a scheduled amount of money that honestly, of the white collar workforce, 80% of people don't have an idea what their true value is. They go into work, they go apply for a job, they move positions, they move companies, which is a great thing to do because they're chasing the dollar. And again, this is not to go against that grain, but they just don't know. But when you're blue collar like us, and this is for you employees, this is for the business owners, for all of us that put on that blue collar cap, lace up our brunt boots every day, and go out and kick ass. You need to start knowing that you have value. Not everybody can weld. I've said this before, and I get painters that shit on me. Keep bringing the shit, by the way. But painting, it's easy. Honestly, to paint a wall, it's pretty fucking easy. But why do I know my value as a painter? One, I know how the prep work needs to be. 2, I know what cost is going to take. I know how much paint is. I've worked deals out with my paint companies. I know what tools I need to do. 3, I know how to run a sprayer. Have you ever watched a new person? Like, one of the most interesting things you can do, and it's beautiful, but it's also very interesting, is to watch someone grab a sprayer with the intentions of spraying a house or a project and try to figure it out and watch how long it takes them to. If I didn't care about the cleanliness of a job, I could have a sprayer up and running in less than 3 minutes. Easy. Out of the truck, boom, 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 I'm ready to spray. But I care about filtering my paint. I care about making sure the filters in my machines are clean. I care about making sure I have the right spray tip on. Those things are knowing your value. So whether you're a framer, a drywall, a roofer, a plumber, whatever the fuck you are, you know a lot more than I do. So know that value. I know I'm going on a tangent, but like, this is what I'm teaching. This is the things that I'm passing along. These are the things. I mean, I said I had a conversation with a painter today, and they're looking at getting this big job, and it's 2 people. It's a husband and a wife combination. And they may or may not listen to the podcast, but I'll share the story. And they're getting ready to bid on like a 60-plex apartment interiors. They want all 60 done, brand new construction. And I said to her, I said, look, I'm going to be honest and transparent. This is a big job. You need to hire employees to do it. And if you do, which I think you should, then you no longer are the painter. You're the business owner. And within that business, you need to set what you're going to do on that job, what your intentions are for you and your husband. And I could tell in the conversation, it was like being hit, like with a good punch to the stomach. But in my position, with what I've built, with what I've been through, with what I've seen, it's important to share that knowledge to me, because I didn't have anybody to tell me these things. Everybody that I knew in this industry, from before TikTok was around, when I was in Nevada, when Instagram, I had 10 followers on my account. I didn't know shit about being a painter. The only things I knew at that time were the following. I loved painting. God, did I love it. And I still do. I love painting. I painted yesterday. And it was amazing. I painted something in my house. I'm getting ready to paint in this office. And then I loved working with people. I was great at communicating what needed to be done. But I was so embarrassed of telling someone that they needed to pay me to do the job. And when I started sharing hiccups on Instagram, when I started sharing the bullshit that I was dealing with as a paint business owner, I got a lot of cats telling me I was an idiot for sharing trade secrets. And I always thought when people were telling me these things, like, you're stupid, and I still fucking think you are. But I remember those 1 or 2 painters who I will not name, and they know who they are, that didn't want anything to do with me, but I would call them. I would bug them. I would ask them questions. And they were very scared to give me that information that I was asking. They were very nervous about telling me the proper way to prep a wall. One of the instances that I had gotten, I had won a sprayer online from a neutral company, and I love the company. I'm not going to get into the names. You follow me long enough, you know who they are. It's not Graco. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't at all. And I reached out to people, and I had a painter tell me, like, you'll figure it out, kid. Mind you, they're probably my same age, which is okay. But anyways, I thought to myself, like, wow, how Interesting. How interesting, right? And it was through those time and trials that as I was posting these stuff, I was seeing other men and women of the trades, not just painters, like of the trades, like ask questions. And here we are. This is what I'm doing now. I'm helping them people out. I'm helping you out. I'm also bringing on people who want to share their story, who have an important story to share because they want everyone to succeed. They understand what the word competition really means and what it doesn't mean. But that's a whole other conversation. It's one whole conversation. I just had the conversation. But anyways, this is just a test. I'm just setting up the studio, wanting to see where everything goes. I may delete this. I probably won't. I fucking don't know. I just think as you listen and you watch my page, and I am very grateful for all those that follow. I'm grateful for every one of you to listen. Please leave me a review. Honestly, I would really appreciate it. My sponsors would appreciate it too. That's how I get paid now. But I love knowing that I'm leaving a mark on other humans, that when I'm gone and they're still there, they can never say I didn't help. They can never say that I blew them off and was an asshole. I am very direct with people. So, I mean, some could call me an asshole, but one thing that I'm very direct on is I get messages from people from South Africa, and I do wish I could help them out. I really do, but I'm not in that space, and it's not something I can do or something that I want to voyage down. But I get the question a lot. I got this gentleman that wants to be a painter, and he wants to come to America and paint underneath me and move to Utah and have me teach him. And I've told him 100 times, like, guy, that's just like, that's not in my headspace to do. It's not a journey. It's not a voyage that I want to do. There's other people that want to do that. So there's that thing. That's like the one thing that I look at what I'm able to do and what I can't do, that I'm just not able to do. And that it's not anything I want to go. But when I look at what I'm creating, everything else, like, I'm always going to be able to give you what I know, and share my knowledge and have you walk away and understand, like, wow, like, I get it. I totally understand where they're coming from. That's important to me. It's important that people understand that, like, even though you hear a no, it just means another yes is coming down the road. And I'm getting like this deep felt conversation with y'all on this test video, but it's true. Like I said, I just think that I think we need to start being real with one another. And when we're in this trade space, we need to understand it's not just about the tools. There's a lot of knowledge you have. Share it. People want to know. People care. People care to listen. People care to know, like, what's going on in that space. So, but anyways, this has been a test. I wanted to give my studio a kind of feel. I'm feeling it. Not 100% happy with it. I got a lot of changes to make, but we'll see those in time. But I may need to change that light bulb, turn it off. I don't know. I'm literally sitting here looking at the camera like, what do I do with this? And if you're not watching, follow me on YouTube or Facebook, Blue Collar Tribe on Facebook, or The Real Splash on YouTube, and you can see this video. Hell, I may climb on the couch right now and fucking move that light. But I just kind of want to see what's going on so I can kind of get an ambience of what's going on here. But anyways, much love to you guys. We have an awesome season ahead of us. Thank you for all the support. Please go leave a review. Visit my friends Trep. They are my sponsor. And Monkey Rung. They are another sponsor of mine. And I will catch you all later.